watching Inside the Purple Room for all your exclusive Raptors news. On Friday night, the Sacramento Kings looked dejected. As I entered the locker room, they had shrugged shoulders and their faces were so down on life. But the Sacramento Kings came out and they couldn't even set the tone. The Toronto Raptors did all that. It was a welcome home of sorts for Rudy Gay as he got booed every time he touched the ball. Quincy Acy and Aaron Gray were excited to be back in the city, but the Toronto Raptors, of course, prevailed. Patrick Patterson said, "You cannot go easy on teams like this," as DeMarcus Cousins once again had his fifth consecutive 20-plus point game, and he was the only pivotal factor for the Sacramento Kings as they got tortured by the Toronto Raptors. Going into Minnesota, though, that was a completely different story. The Toronto Raptors had the Minnesota Timberwolves on their heels. Second chance points was definitely a factor, as the Minnesota Timberwolves ranked third in that department. Toronto Raptors not far behind, fourth in that department as well. But it was Corey Brewer putting the putbacks in, and Pesky Pekovic was the one dominating the glass, getting second chance opportunities and throwing down some vicious jams. Kevin Love, on the other hand, was competing with Kyle Lowry for a triple-double. That would have been his second of the season. Unfortunately, he didn't wind up getting one, but Kyle Lowry, on the other hand, made big shots and big plays when he needed to, and he recorded his fifth career triple-double and just second of the season for the Toronto Raptors. Where would they be without him? You tell me. And the clutch shooting, when it was time for the All-Star to shine, he did just that. DeMar DeRozan hit a clutch three and then stared down the Minnesota Timberwolves bench. Talk about wanting it more. We talk about wanting to be a playoff caliber contested team. Well, this game against the Brooklyn Nets proved to be just that. The veteran Paul Pierce, who was nowhere to be found in the first three quarters of this game, rose up to the challenge. With a contested jumper blocked by Kyle Lowry, he was able to knock it down with ease. Terrence Ross, well, as a sophomore, is learning a thing or two, got off to a great start with 12 points, but a pivotal turnover was the X factor to why the Toronto Raptors unfortunately lost this one. Kyle Lowry and his facial expressions, what can you say about them? They were priceless. It was a quiet night for DeMar DeRozan. Amir Johnson at a point led the way. Tyler Hansbrough was pivotal around the basket, and Steve Novak got another chance to ice the game with a couple three balls. In the Timberwolves game, let's say he had a season-high 15 points. In the Timberwolves game, he had a season-high 15 points. That's his first double-figure game since the Sacramento game back on February 5th. Now, this could be a potential first-round matchup for the Toronto Raptors, and the veteran leadership of the Brooklyn Nets looks like they're coming to form and coming together quick. Well, up next for the Toronto Raptors, it's a three-game homestand, and it all kicks off against the Detroit Pistons. They're on the outside looking in, but you never know what can happen in this league, especially in the Eastern Conference. Until next time, from inside the Purple Room, I'm Pyle, and I will see you again. Take care. Keep watching Inside the Purple Room for all your exclusive Raptors news.